Really on board with him for a full lap around Daytona when he finally gets there. Very, very quick here. If you're tucked in the slipstream here, you can gain so much time, and I think that is going to be where the fastest lap comes from. Someone tucked in under the wing, getting a lovely bit of yummy slipstream, pulling them along. Right, so here we go. They're still halfway around the lap. I think everyone's in, all 7 are running. Shame we haven't got the 4 Greek guys, to be fair, but you know, it is what it is. And I'm hoping really we can build this series up and have a full lobby each week for this series, because it is quite popular. But you know, numbers are as they are, and we'll just race as we do until more people come along. Hopefully people out there in YouTube land are watching and thinking, how could I race with those guys like Philip Secker did when he approached us following some Gridfinder. So you can, if you wish. I think our Discord link is actually on the YouTube if you want to click it. Right, so there we go. I totally missed him starting a brand new lap. But into turn 1, 2 and 3. This is turn 3 here. Watch how wide he comes out here. Or not, he's losing the back end. You can go much wider there, so a little bit less power coming out, so you don't lose the twitchy back end. Braking around that point there, and it's quite a late turn in here, because you want to get on the power early, because you've got a short blast down here. You pull to the right hand side, and when you see those cones, you hit those brakes, get the car turned in, get it turned down into 2nd, 3rd gear maybe, and then you're on the power, and pretty much you are on the power for so much time there. Changing through the gears nice and quickly. You can save a bit of fuel in the slipstream here. You can certainly make up some time in the slipstream here. As you come into the bus stop, with the bus stop, you've got hard on this right hand side, slam on those brakes, get it turned in, be changing down as you go through. Like he did there, he went in 5th, changed down to 4th just to get the rotation, and then back out the other side, avoiding a penalty. Very quick through there was G-Mac. And then you've got this really, this is even longer than the first half. And it's literally full power here. You go through this penalty line. If you get a penalty here, it costs you loads and loads and loads of time. And it is literally flat out across the line. And then you come back to turn 1 again. And he's parked up. I think does he think he's hot lap qualifying? Because it's not, or maybe they are doing, maybe they've opted to do hot lap qualifying because of the delay. That's certainly very possible. Yeah, I think they've done one hot lap qualifying because of the issue, the delay with getting them started, which is great. To be fair, I'm a big fan of the hot lap qualifying, and I'm beginning to wonder if we don't just do hot lap qualifying for every single race. So anyone that needs to jump to the pits and change their tyres. Be interested to see the different strategies people run here. You have to run 2 compounds. It can be any 2, but you do have to run 2 full compounds. So pole position, Wiggy with a 130.6. Old man Jay, 132.4. Surely it doesn't put him second. I mean, I could think people jump in the pits, don't they? Cool Runnings a 133.0. Stallfly, he's putting in his hot lap now. G-Mac did, what time? I can't see us. Well, he was 2/10 back from Wiggy, so that's Stallfly completing his lap. That was a 129.5. So Stallfly on pole from Wiggy. And then G-Mac, I think. What about Avalon? Where's Avalon? And Avalon has a set of very good, so he's right at the back at the moment. Only Cool Runnings. No, Cool Runnings is ahead of him, as is Old Man Jay. So that's a bit of a turn up for the bus. That's a lot of work to do there. But so in terms of starting tyres, Stormfly on the softs, Old Man Jay also on the softs, Cool Runnings soft, G-Mac on the mediums, Wiggy, TJ and Avalon all starting on the medium tyres. So they're going to go for a longer stint. Not sure how much time you get out of those softs. Haven't had a chance today to do any testing. Mostly because I've been lounging on the couch doing nothing really, to be honest. But you know, here's what it is. So, now we've qualified. I think we can get started, or can we? I think everybody's put a lap in, haven't they? Yeah. Just waiting for the lobby to start. Here we go. The race will start. Unfortunately, Tomorrow's couldn't make it into the room, so we run with the 7. Stormfly on pole from Wiggy. Then GMAC, TJ, Old Man J, Mr. Cool Runnings, and Avalon Shadow at the very, very rear of the pack here at Daytona. So here we go. Lights are on. 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. Let's have a look from the back, see how people get away. And they are away, and everyone looks to be away pretty clean. Didn't see any false starts. Quick jump out so we can jump back in. Pain in the arse that is from PD, but there we go. It is what it is. So into turn 1. GMAC into the lead, into turn 1. Everyone through cleanly. Wiggy goes a bit wide though. Drops way down the orders. He goes wide through turn 1. And who was that? Was that TJ? TJ already well at the back of the pack. Absolutely screws that up. So, GMAC in first. He's got Stormfly crawling all over the back of him. Really, really great start from GMAC. Cool Runnings already up to 3rd place. He's giving Stormfly some problems at the minute. Makes a move up the inside. Wheels touch. Stormfly just with a slightly better traction. Cool Runnings has to drop back into 3rd. Avalon up from the rear of the pack into 4th place. Old Man Jay has got himself a drop down the order actually into 5th. Is he making a move here on Avalon though? He makes a move up the inside out of that first infield section, and he is up to 4th place. Avalon down to 5th, tucking into that slipstream. There is Wiggy, had a really bad turn 1, went wide, finds himself down in 6th place. Getting a bit of slipstream from Avalon in front, but certainly not loads. TJ, absolute nightmare at turn 1. And then the track reset thing chucked him further back. He is 9 seconds off the pace at the moment. Stormfly has taken the lead now, and the gap is 0.8, which is not bad at all. 0.8 of a second, or 1 second up now. Just looking very, very racy. Cool Running serving a penalty, which is why he drops down the order. But GMAC up again into 2nd place, with Old Man J up in the podium places. And since he got a win in the Alpha the other day, he is not hesitating, trying to move through the order. And good for him. Good to see a back marker moving up the order. Cool Runnings down to 4th place now. He is tucked in behind Jay, looking for any way through. This is a 30-minute race here at Daytona. So it's probably about 16 or 17 laps, depending on pit times for me. Something like that. Avalon in 5th place. He's got Wiggy for company. We've closed up that gap. And we know he's quick. We know he's very quick. So there may be an opportunity to make a move on Avalon here. Is TJ closing the gap? No, if anything, he's getting further away. The gap's now 12 seconds. He just cannot match the pace of those cars in front of him. Now, it's not a disaster at this stage because it's the best 2 of the 3 results that count for you. But it's always good for the confidence if you pull out some tasty, tasty laps early doors. And that's exactly what Stormfly is doing. Purple all the way here on lap number 2. He comes out of the bus stop in the lead. 2.5 seconds is the gap to GMAC, who's not getting all his own way. He's got Cool Runnings tucked in that slipstream, and he's going to make a move past here. Will Old Man J also capitalise? He's tucked in behind both GMAC and Cool Runnings. So they're punching a hole through the air for him at a minute that he can just glide through. So we start lap 3. It is Stormfly. 2.6 seconds to Cool Runnings, a 10th to GMAC, a couple of tenths to Old Man J, and they are now 1 second clear of Wiggy, who's made his way past Avalon up into 5th place, but still some work to do to move back up the order where you think you should be. Avalon is 2.1 or 2 seconds back from them. So TJ actually starting now to close that gap. He put in a much better lap with a 1:32.7. Avalon with only with a 33.3 or 33.334, as we can see there. But at the moment, Stormfly absolutely charging off into the lead. 3.6 seconds is the gap. He is running the Racing Soft tyres, as is Cool Runnings, who's up into 2nd place. Got around GMAC with the slipstream. Old Man J not been able to capitalise just yet. He just needs to tuck in a little bit tighter in that wing of the cars in front of him. So it is Cool Runnings 2nd, half a second up from G-Mac in third, who is under big pressure here from Old Man J. And Old Man J using that slipstream to glide past, but can he make that move stick? He has done. So G-Mac drops back to fourth place and has to watch as Old Man J takes his position. But he's going to get running in with a slipstream here. So looking at the inside, J trying to cover it off, but he's got to move for turn one. It's going to be brave breaking into turn one here. Big braking zone for G-Mac. Old Man J hanging it around the outside, not letting him get away, and actually stays in third place. So despite the braking there, Old Man J absolutely making that nailed on work for him up into third. So G-Mac now will have to rely on some slipstream, but Old Man J's going to get slipstream from Cool Runnings in front of him. Can he capitalise on it? Wiggy up into fifth place. He is just behind G-Mac, so he's getting involved in this battle now as well. So G-Mac not only has to look out for a way to get around Old Man J in front of him, he's got to look out behind, because Wiggy is coming in the Ferrari's inspired livery. So here we go. Let's go on board Wiggy actually and watch what happens and what unfolds ahead. So we've got Old Man J in the slipstream of Cool Runnings. We've got G-Mac in the slipstream of Old Man J, and we've got Wiggy in G-Mac's slipstream. All trying to get something. So at the moment, Mr. Cool Runnings is the one that's going to be the most vulnerable, because he's punching the hole in the air for all of these cars, and they all look to get through there cleanly. Great exit from Wiggy. What a drive out of that corner on G-Mac. Didn't even need to slip, but he picks up a penalty, which is why he got out of there so easily. So he's going to lose out to G-Mac as they go through this penalty line. Cool Runnings and Old Man J duking it out. Old Man J just has to slot in behind. Almost gets past the Cool Runnings though. So G-Mac back up into fourth place, but that's going to harm him. I really thought then he was gone really super late on the brakes. He was. Old Man J also very late on the brakes, but for some, he went wide, but he managed to keep the car ahead. So survives this time. But G-Mac is crawling all over the back of him. Well, not like that he won't be, because there he was cutting the grass and Wiggy back through. So G-Mac drops down another place into fifth. 3 seconds at the moment, they clear of Avalon. There is Avalon in sixth place. The gap now, TJ to Avalon, 6.7 seconds. Best lap for Avalon is his last lap. That was a 32.8. TJ with a 30.6 on lap 3. So, couple of seconds a lap faster at the moment, TJ. So if Avalon going to be vulnerable in a lap or two, when TJ finally catches up with the pack, that's of course unless he gets caught by this man Stormfly. The battle behind is just allowing him to pull way out. 5.9 seconds is the gap on lap 5 here. We're just coming up to 7.5 minutes into this 30-minute race. So I still think this is going to be about 16 or 17 laps. So Cool Running still holding off in second. Really good position to be in. But it does leave you vulnerable to the slipstream. So at the moment, his priority on those soft tyres has got to try and build a gap, particularly to those medium tyre runners behind. Because Old Man J, he's on the soft as well. So these three will be quick initially out of the back, out of the gates. But we know that these guys are all running the medium tyres, which is why Old Man J, I suppose, found it easier to get through these guys, because he's on the softs. But you have to capitalise on it early on, and you've got to make it work for you before you have to change the tyres. So you need to do what Stormfly's doing, which is build some sort of cushion. Because when the cars behind are on the soft tyres and you're now on the mediums, you're going to be vulnerable. And who's that? It's Old Man J, very wide there, coming out of the infield section. Does make it out still in third, but Wiggy is a lot closer now. Wiggy is only 8 tenths or 6 tenths back from Old Man J. And we know how quickly he can slingshot was the word I was looking for. Slingshot the car out of the bus stop into the bus stop chicane. It changes down. It doesn't change down that time, actually. What an exit. No penalty there either. Old Man J picks up one though, and he's going to get overtaken on the outside, because Wiggy got such a slingshot out of the bus stop chicane and Old Man J will serve that penalty. That will put him right into the crosshairs of G-Mac, because it takes some time. You lose so much time because of the amount of speed you lose. The gap to Avalon behind is 5 point nothing seconds, really, as we see G-Mac just trying to close up on Old Man J. But bear in mind, Old Man J's on soft tyres. G-Mac is on the mediums. So this is a battle that will rage later on in the race. Wiggy on the medium tyres, though, got himself through. Not only has he got past Old Man J and 1.7 seconds up the road, he's crawling all over the back of Cool Runnings. Now this puts him in a very good position. Well, I say that as he loses the back end, and that's Old Man J back through into third. So that's the downside of having the medium tyres, is you don't have the grip. G-Mac does go through. Wiggy's trying to get that car back under control. He is finally back under control and tucked in, back in 5th place. So and a 1.5 second penalty there for Old Man J. So there was obviously a corner cut coming out of the infield section there. So that will put him behind both Wiggy and G-Mac. So, excuse me. Yawning already. I've still got enough streams to do today, but there we go. But there's the leader, 8.99 seconds clear. Fastest lap of the race. He's done it twice. He did a 1:30.164 on lap 2. He matched that on lap 5, and then has just gone sub 1:30 with a 1:29.7, which is a phenomenally quick racing lap. That's qualifying pace under racing conditions. So Avalon ditching those tyres early. Why is he ditching them so early? Ditching the medium tyres. Anyway, he's ditching those medium tyres. Does he feel he can take the softs to the end of the race? Or is it just a strategy to undercut somewhere? So there he's in the pits changing his tyres. Looking at the softs on Stormfly. Now, 8 laps in, he is... and we're not quite at the halfway point yet. So what does I said 16, 17 laps? Probably actually we're going to be closer to 20, aren't we? We'll see what lap we're on when we reach the 15-minute mark. But the rear tyres are really struggling here on Stormfly's car. Similar situation for Cool Runnings. They're already really worn down. Now, can they get those to lap? Essentially, if they can make them last 20 minutes, then we know Avalon's in a good position. He surely wouldn't be putting soft tyres on if he didn't think he could make them last the distance. So there's Wiggy back up into 3rd place. The gap to Cool Runnings is 3.2 seconds. So the front two is just starting to ramp up the pace and pull away a little bit. G-Mac up into 4th place. Old Man J, despite being on those soft tyres, he's hammering that overtake button down the straight, trying to close up that 2.1 second gap on G-Mac. Yeah, quite a bad lap. The last couple of laps, his fastest lap was 1:31.1. He's back up to a 31.5, but he did a 33, mid 33 and a mid 35 lap, which really took him off the pace from his. He was up in the top 3 at one stage, if you remember. So TJ up into 6th place by virtue of Avalon going into the pits. He's running the medium tyres. He's just under half a tank of fuel. He will at some stage need to pit, obviously, because he's got to change his tyres. Gap to Old Man J, 4.2 seconds. Now, who of the soft tyre runners is going to be the first to blink? Bearing in mind, they're going to be vulnerable. Stormfly certainly, and Cool Runnings are going to be vulnerable to Wiggy. Because Wiggy's pace, let's put this into perspective. Stormfly did a 1:29.2 on the soft tyres. Wiggy was 1 second slower on the mediums, only 1 second. So if he's only a second slower on the mediums, his pace on the softs is going to be really good. And unfortunately, the guys in front of him are going to be on medium tyres. And penalty there for Cool Runnings. So that 1.8 second gap is going to get smaller very quickly. And look just how quickly it gets smaller. Absolute devastation for him, because there's just nothing you can do when you've got a penalty there. And it's such a quick part of the racetrack. It's absolutely agonising the time you lose. Because you don't just lose the time for the penalty. You lose so much more than that with the cars behind you coming at such a rapid rate. And I don't understand why they can't return to the system we had on GT Sport, which was more of an honesty system. So, next to blink is TJ into the pits. He's ditching those medium tyres. So clearly, it is felt that those soft tyres can last half race distance. So we're on lap 10. We're not far off the half race distance, so we are looking at a 20 lap race around Daytona here. Wiggy is through on Cool Runnings. We saw him breeze past at the end of the last lap, and he's opened up a 1.7 second gap. Now, Stormfly is 14 seconds clear in the lead. Yes, we know that, but the problem we're going to have now is that Wiggy is going to be so much faster when he finally changes out for those soft tyres. Don't know when that's going to be, but he will do it at some stage. So that gap, is it enough? That's the question. As we see Stormfly coming into the pits at the end of lap 10. The amount of fuel he puts on board as well is going to be key. And Wiggy comes in, chooses to do what the leader is doing. Just having a drink, sorry guys. So G-Mac will take the leader's race for the time being. He's also on those medium tyres. Is he going to run much, much longer and let the car be very, very light on fuel and give himself a light car in the later stint on the softs? Because Stormfly back out already. That was quite a quick pit stop. So the gap, is it still going to be 14 seconds? Here comes Wiggy out now. Little bit of time shaved off there. 13.2 is the difference. Now Wiggy's now on those soft tyres. Stormfly on the mediums. Bit of work for Wiggy to do at this stage. G-Mac not far enough ahead. In fact, I think he's going to get caught before he even pits, unless of course he pits this lap. So let's go from the back and work our way forward. TJ went in the pits and came back out in 6th place. So Avalon not that's Old Man Jay off the track and almost collects Avalon as he returns. So Old Man Jay way down the order now, back in last. Just consistency letting him down yet again. Pace was good as well. He was really good. So Avalon Shadow up to 6th place, but seems to be struggling with the car. His pace is good. 1:31.7. That's not bad pace for this track. To G-Mac in, Stormfly will take the lead of this race. But Avalon at the moment can't close up on TJ. TJ 2.2 seconds ahead. The gap to Cool Runnings is 4.1 second. Now, how many of these guys are going to get through on G-Mac? That's the question. So Cool Runnings comes past the pits now. Now remember, there's the pit exit there. G-Mac's not in that pit exit. So through will come Cool Runnings. By the looks of things. Oh no, G-Mac did get out. G-Mac got out. Just in front of Cool Runnings. I didn't see him in the pits there, to be fair. So he did get out ahead. So TJ not able to capitalise. He is closing that gap on Cool Runnings. So 2.6 seconds is the gap. 3.3 between Cool Runnings and G-Mac, who came out in 3rd. Can he hold? Now, that's the thing with G-Mac's on the soft tyres as well. So it's going to be very difficult to make up that time on those racing mediums. And he's already used pretty much all of his overtake. Nothing left of his overtake there for Cool Runnings. So, he's going to be vulnerable to TJ on the softs behind, I think. That gap is coming down. So G-Mac is 3.4 seconds off the back of Wiggy. They're both running soft tyres. Straight on then. The gap is 9.5 seconds. So closing fast. His last lap wasn't great. His last lap was a 1:34.5. Stormfly did a 1:31.8. But the lap prior to that was his in lap. So the big difference there was on the out lap after the pits. Stormfly did a 1:37.1. Wiggy pulled off a 34.5. So big 3-second gain on the pit exit. So it's now all about pace. 1:29.7. he did in that last lap. Fastest man on the racetrack right now, TJ, with a 1:29.1. Already past Cool Runnings and already pulling away. So that bad start has been avenged. He is now in this race. It just goes to show, with these Super Formula cars, how quickly things can change. We look at Old Man J. Old Man J is 5.5 seconds back, but putting out 1:30.10. That's his fastest lap of the race. And that's on a medium tyre, remember. He's still got a pit for the soft tyres, but he had two very bad laps on lap 10 and lap 11, a 45.1 and a 46.7. Or they's pit there. I think he might pit there, actually. He must have pit them because he was on the soft tyres before. So, this is key now. Can he close up on Avalon? Avalon's on the soft tyres. Just pulled out a 1:30.9 on the softs. Cool Runnings on the mediums now. 33.2 was his last lap. His best lap was a low 31 or low high 30, and he hasn't been able to replicate that so far. TJ at the moment looking very racing, fastest man there. Now he goes into the pits again though. That's going to cost him loads and loads of time. So I don't understand why he's pit twice. Obviously not enough fuel on board the last time. Schoolboy error. That's plonker material, that is. So he's going to be way at the back of the pack. Old Man J, where is he? Old Man J's coming through just as TJ stops in the pits. Old Man J's running to the end. He is on the mediums. TJ is going to be chasing him down, but whether he catches him, don't know. We're on lap 14. There's 10 minutes left of this race, so about 5 or 6 laps left. 6 laps left. Let's call it 6. Soulfly in the lead at the moment. The gap only 7 seconds now though, as Wiggy is on a charge. A 29.2 in his last lap to Stormfly's 30.4. So 1.2 seconds a lap. The gap is 7 seconds. It's gonna be touch and go for catching him. So we'll see. It only takes one bad lap from Stormfly and one stonker from Wiggy, and this could be over before the last lap. But I think we're going to see these two duking it out on the final lap, the last minute or so of this race. G-Mac with a 3-second penalty. That's a pit lane penalty. That kind of time anyway, but he certainly didn't pick it up at the pit line. So that is, I think that's scupping his charge after Wiggy. I'm a little bit too far back now to get involved in that. Let's face it, the pace of Wiggy at the moment is phenomenal. Now, is he vulnerable to Cool Runnings? It certainly looks like he's got enough fuel to go to the end. I'm not worried about that. Cool Runnings on the mediums. It's going to take some pace though from Cool Runnings, I think. He's running with sort of steady low 32s. G-Mac not quite so quick. He's done a 30.8 on these soft tyres, but he could be vulnerable. That could be happening. Old Man J back up to 5th place. Avalon, it looks like, had some damage. He did. He's got some damage. So he's had a crash this lap, which is going to have to wait to burn itself off. Don't know if those tyres are going to make it to the end either. So he is back in last place. TJ is 2.8 seconds, I think. Need to wear some glasses, man. 2.8 seconds clear. But Old Man J, there he is. He stayed out. When TJ went in for after a second pit stop, inexplicably second pit stop. This is a one-stop race. All day long it's a one-stop race. He's 1.8 clear at the moment at TJ, but there's a battle going to rage there. Cool Runnings is 11.1 seconds up the road. That's a big ask at this stage to try and catch. Cool Runnings 9.4 seconds off G-Mac. So I think the top 3, bar a crash, are going to be comfortably where they are. 9 seconds gap to Wiggy. But the gap now, Wiggy to Stormfly, 5.6 seconds. We are on lap 16. There will be 20 racing laps here as we move into the final 6 minutes of this race. Essentially, he needs to do about 1.5 seconds a lap, every lap, if he wants to guarantee catching him. That's what it's going to take. 29.2 was his fastest lap. He did a 29.5 and a 29.254. Stormfly's last 3 laps all over 1 minute 30. A 130.4, 130.1, and a 130.7. It's not quite though, not quite. But it is actually, no, it is more. It's more than 1.5 seconds a lap at the moment. And Wiggy just puts in a best purple sector, but picks up a 1 second penalty. That means now he's going to have to be doing even more than 1.5 seconds a lap. It's now going to push that out to about probably about 2.2 seconds a lap, because yeah, that's pushed it right out, cost him so much time coming through the bus stop there. Really horrible place for a penalty. It's not that the penalty doesn't. It's not justifiable where they put them. Absolutely not justifiable. You know, they claim to be the real driving simulator. You don't have a fucking penalty line in the middle of a fucking straight on a racetrack, do you? But so there we go. 7 seconds is the gap now to Stallfly out in the lead. Don't know if there's going to be enough pace to close that gap this time. A lot of work to do in these last 3 laps, and he wants to hope in hell of having a last lap showdown. But we've seen worse things happen. Stallfly's certainly not going to run out of fuel anytime soon. But he is on those medium tyres. G-Mac running the soft tyres. Gap to Wiggy is 8.2 seconds. He's actually pulling away from Cool Runnings in 4th, who is 7 seconds up the road from Old Man J. So that gap coming down a little bit. Old Man J putting in some blistering times at the moment. 31.7. Now he's still got overtake. Cool Runnings doesn't. Cool Runnings has used all of his boost. So will he be vulnerable if Old Man J can up this pace? So what's that? Mid 33s he's chucking out. Old Man J is chucking in high 31s to mid 32s. Not quite sure he's taking enough out of him a lap at the moment. But if Jay can match his fastest lap time, which I believe he did on the medium tyres, a 1:31.0, if he can match that for the next couple of laps, who knows? TJ is 31 seconds clear of Avalon now. I think Avalon has given up on any hope in this race. Looks like he has just pit again. So the medium tyres on the car for him now. So where's he put on the softs actually to finish the race tonight? So there's a gap there, 3.5 seconds. So the charge is still on. Last lap for Stallfly, 30.7. 28. A 28.4 from Wiggy. So it's almost though he knew what he had to do, which is beat the fastest lap. So that's the first sub-29 lap we've seen. And that was without a slipstream. He's got very little overtake left. Stormfly's got bags of it. So is he going to be able to use that to stay ahead? He's just now starting to deploy it. Wants to try and open up that gap. The gap at the moment, though, is just tumbling on those soft tyres. So we are on lap 18, about to start the last 2 laps. Now, I said 1.5 seconds a lap was what was needed. That up to sort of 2 seconds a lap. So that lap there for Stallfly was a 1:30.4. Wiggy's done another sub-29 lap. So that's another almost 2 seconds. He will, at this rate, I mean, you can see him there, he will catch him somewhere towards the end of this lap, possibly. I think it really depends on the pace of Stallfly. Now, Wiggy's got very little left on that overtake. I think he's probably saving that for when he actually makes the move. So, quick run down the order, and then we're going to watch this charge take off. 2.6 seconds in the gap. So Avalon the back, 33 seconds behind TJ, who is closing on Old Man J. 1.2 seconds the gap. He's on the softs. Old Man J on the medium tyres. He is 5 seconds back from Cool Runnings. Is there a charge on for him? He's doing mid 31s at the minute. So that could be a battle to watch out for there. Cool Runnings, no better than mid 33. So actually, that could be a battle on the last lap. G-Mac 18 seconds up the road, and he's 11 seconds behind this man here, who is on a charge. He is 2 seconds back from Stormfly and trying to make moves. So here we go, on board with Wiggy, closing that gap on Stormfly. the current gap is 2 seconds, or 2.1 seconds, just opening up a little bit. A Stormfly will be mashing that overtake button to stay ahead. So we start lap 20. This will be the final lap of the race. Stormfly just up in the pace there in that last lap. Got himself 29.9. Just to try to rest the closure of the gap. So Wiggy 1.9 back. Think it might be a little bit too much to do. And I think it's going to be the difference will be that 1 second penalty he saved, which you can see there, lap 16. He did a 1:30.17. If he's chucking out anything like the times he was doing there, which was the high, mid to high 1:29s, he would absolutely be in front of him right now. But the gap is still closing. So we come out of the infield section for the last time on race number 1. Good exit from there, and he is closing up towards the bus stop. But you watch now as the gap starts to open up again, as Stormfly mashes that overtake button to all delight. Every bit of speed he can out of that engine into the bus stop for the last time for race number 1. Both out. It looked like they were both out clean. Now the gap is 6 tenths, 5 tenths, 4 tenths. This is a charge to the line. I think Stormfly's just got the edge because he's got that overtake. But Wiggy in the slipstream, Avalon Shadow finishes in 7th place. So here we go. Stormfly will cross the line, the winner of this race, just from Wiggy, nothing in it. G-Mac will come home eventually, 13 seconds back from the battle, for a podium for him in 3rd place. Great battle between Stormfly and Wiggy, absolutely brilliant. So there's G-Mac home in 3rd. Cool Runnings will bring it home in 4th place. Or Willie, TJ's right up behind him. TJ's caught Old Man Jay. He's just about to catch Cool Runnings. Is he going to catch him? Right at the last, he does. He makes the move. He's up the inside, and TJ makes the move up to 4th and will nick an additional point here. What a move from TJ. So the 2-stop there wasn't the wisest decision, but it certainly helped him. And Old Man Jay comes home in 6th place, with Avalon finishing in 7th. So everybody other than Avalon on the lead lap, finishing on lap 20. But great win there from Stormfly. Just held out, literally held out by millimetres from the on-rushing Wiggy. So we will have, I'm assuming they're going to continue with the one-shot qualifying format for race number 2. Don't know if anyone else is going to join us for race number 2. Be interesting to see if they do. But meanwhile, I will be right back. I'm back. In answer to your question, James, could it be because at the time you were chasing someone down? I don't know. Is the honest answer? I don't know, mate. Yeah. At one stage you were chasing Stormfly down, so I think it was then. But no, you're right. I probably wasn't there a bit too long. The only problem here with these cars is I don't know. We don't seem to get such good angles with these as we do with the sports cars around Daytona. And you can't really see the other cars because of the gaps, I suppose. But we're just waiting now for quality. I'm assuming it's going to be one-shot quality again. Everyone looking very quiet, so everyone's gone for a drink and a pee and whatever. No one on the track at the moment. No one new joined the room. Nope. In fact, someone said GMAC has left the room. Now, I hope he's coming back. Or maybe he can't come back. Who knows? We will find out. But good thing he finished in third place. Good third place from him. He will get the points for that if he doesn't come back, obviously. But great race that time out. The 1 second penalty, that was the difference. The 1 second penalty was the one thing that stopped Wiggy from winning race number 1. Now, will that inform a change of strategy for Stormfly? Because it seemed to be that those that started on the medium tyres seemed to have a much better second stint. And I mean, and to be fair, TJ, despite pitting twice unnecessarily in my eyes, finished very strongly on those soft tyres, actually catching up with Cool Runnings and getting past him. So the medium tyres not working for him in that second stint. So waiting for a return to the cars for everybody and another qualifying session, which should be very, very soon. Unfortunately, only 6-7 runners today. Quite disappointed actually with the turnout for Super Bowl though. Bearing in mind last week we had many, many more. But there we go. So Wiggy is on the mediums. Cool Runnings mediums. TJ, Avalon, Stormfly, Old Man J currently sporting the soft tyres. Will it stay like that for the race, I wonder? Or will there be a change in strategy from everybody? Right, so who's first out on track? I'm assuming they're going to put all softs on for qualifying. Surely they must. So here we go. It looks like they're out for qualifying. Here goes TJ on his outlap. I think it's going to be one shot. They were talking about doing one shot as a permanent thing, and I quite like the idea of that. I think one shot qualifying is it kind of opens you up and makes you vulnerable. You know, you can do anyone in 15 minutes can put their super quickest lap down, but not necessarily if you've only got one shot at it. So TJ on his outlap, he was very racy in his final stint there on the soft tyres, and I think the key here is if you're going to run the softs in the first stint, you need a much bigger gap. So 14 seconds was Stormfly's gap over Wiggy on that first after the first stint with those soft tyres, and that gap was closed, and it was only by virtue of a penalty that Wiggy didn't take the win in that race. But Wiggy looking very, very strong. Obviously Kevin's strong in here, Stormfly's strong here, Wiggy's strong here also. We are down to just 6 runners here. Lucky that was on the outlap for TJ. He's going to hope that he burns off that. Well, actually, that's going to cost him whatever, because he's not going to be at full speed coming round and crossing the finish line. So that's going to cost him in qualifying, whatever way you want to dress it up. Even when the damage disappears from the car, he's not going to be as quick as he would like to be crossing the line. So there we go. So to give you an indication of how much difference that makes. So when he crossed the line, he was doing 169. There's Avalon there. As you can see, he crossed the line doing almost 20 mile an hour quicker. Cool Runnings. Similar speeds. coming into that braking zone. So TJ on his hot lap now as he comes through this infield section into this big, there's two big 180s here, which are very key turns, very, very important for your lap times. This is a very, very key turn, to be fair, this one, because this is where you need to really be getting on the power early to maximise your exit speed. So his split time there was a 46 seconds. So two more 20 lap races to go. This one will be another grid start from fastest first, and that will be followed by slowest first rolling starts. Now, will Avalon have a much better race this time out? He's certainly got the pace to do it. The question is whether he can transfer that into race pace. That's the big question. So TJ with a 1:12 at the next split there. So he comes round the bend. You can see much quicker now. He hasn't got that damage through the penalty line, and we'll see him cross the start-finish line to set a time, and there's his time, a 1:31.3. So that's his time done. Avalon, what's he got? And he's giving some slipstream to Cool Runnings there, 34.8. Cool Runnings, 31.7. So these are the ones to look out for, Stormfly. So TJ so far is the fastest man out there with a 31.3. We're going to see Stormfly come across the line. What time's he going to give us? Just coming to cross that line now. It's looking quick. How quick is it? It is a 29.9. That puts him on pole position. Wiggy's got a penalty. That's going to really affect his lap time here. Old man Jay, he's on his hot lap now. What's Wiggy got? A 1:30.9. That will put him second row, I think. So Stormfly fastest man out there with a 1:29.9. Old man Jay, he comes to cross the line now. What time's he putting on? A 1:39.0. That's a poor lap there from Old man Jay. That'll see him way down the order. Now, tyre choices. Stormfly on the mediums. Wiggy on the mediums. So Stormfly has changed his strategy based on the first race. Cool Runnings on the medium tyres. TJ also on the medium tyres. Avalon opting for softs for the first stint. What about Old Man Jay? What's he going to do? Looks to me like he's going to stay on the softs for stint number 1. So everyone's set a time. We are ready to get cracking with race number 2. Stormfly just trying to put some heat through those medium tyres. Makes no matter though, because it'll reset back to 0 when the race starts, which should be imminently. So I have a feeling we're going to change our original format for qualifying to this one-shot qualifying format permanently here. So we employ that for the GR4 lottery, which works very well. So I think, in fact, I think we should do it for all non-endurance racing. GR3, you know, that's a one-shot endurance race. So that I think we should stay at a few laps of qualifying. But also, I'll tell you what else we've got coming up very soon. You're going to see here on Black Flag TV is we've got a team versus team tournament coming up with the brilliant guys at Virtual Racers Club. So 3 minutes to start. It says there. I'm assuming that was an old message. So we've got a team versus Virtual Racers Club. It's a 4-race event, 2 endurance races, and 2 3x20-minute sprint races in some phenomenal cars, GR3 and GR4. So the GR3 endurance races will be 1 hour of endurance racing. We will host one, they will host one. We will be using the Porsche 911 RSR, great car that. They've opted for the BMW M3 GT3, which is not the BMW, the Mercedes AMG GT3, which is a phenomenal race car. and the one we used for previous team versus the Gentleman Drivers Sim Racing, if you remember. And then we'll have the GR4 races, which will be 3 20-minute races. So we'll have essentially we'll have a one-shot qualifying, which will be slowest first rolling start for the first race, and then the other two will be standard grid starts, but with no qualifying, just random grids, just to mix it up a little bit and make it fun. And that will be, we'll be driving the Alpha 155, and they will be in the very, very cool Sylvia. So, just waiting for restart. Are we waiting for GMAC? Is GMAC coming back? Doesn't look like it at this stage. Maybe he just struggled a little bit. Well, he didn't really struggle with the car because he came third. So it might be another issue that has kept him away from us. We struggled to get Morris in the room. He couldn't get in the room for whatever reason, whatever problems we were having with servers. He couldn't get in, and we were missing 3-4 drivers from last week that raced. So just waiting for the start. Tick, 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 tick. And because there's only 6 people out there, I haven't got a lot to talk about in between races, which is really, really frustrating. I really want this Super Formula to have. Well, it'd be nice to have full lobbies for everything, to be fair, because then it really does mix it up a bit. Right, so we can drink before it all starts. So here we go. We'll go on board with Old Man Jake, who's at the back to back. It's Stormfly on pole from Wiggy, TJ, Cool Runnings, Avalon Shadow, and Old Man Jay at the back of the pack. And that is 3, 4, 5 lights are on, and they will be away now. Good start from Jay, gets off that line well. Avalon also. I mean, everyone looks to be pretty clean as we go into turn 1. It's a pain in the arse to do that start of every race. So Stormfly goes into the lead at turn 1 with TJ up into second. There's some shenanigans at the back. What happened there? Did Wiggy have another nightmare start? So that happened to him in the first race. He had a bit of a nightmare, went wide. Happened again. Old Man Jay spins out as he comes back onto the track. Avalon Shadow collects him. I've got to say that was some miscontrolling of the car there, and Wiggy now stuck behind Old Man Jay. So Stormfly on the medium tyres. Different strategy for him this time. He's able to pull out a gap already. Disastrous start for Wiggy yet again. Really good, could cost him this race for the second time. So TJ off with Stormfly in second place. Much better start from him this time out. He was crazy far behind at the end of that one last time. This time he's in the top 2, and he makes that move on Stormfly with Slipstream with a bit of overtake into the bus stop chicane in the lead of this race. Stormfly back in second. Cool Runnings joining them for good measure, and then it is 1.6 seconds back to Old Man Jay. Well, not anymore, it's not, because Wiggy makes the overtake around the outside and up into 4th place to chase down the top 3. Old Man Jay going side by side, looking to make a move. They're both up into 3rd and 4th. What happened? Stormfly in the pits. So he's ditched the medium tyres after just 1 lap and got into the pits. Now, did he intend to go in there, or did he lose control of his car? So he is going. Is he going to run too soft? I think he's going to run he's going to stop and run 2 soft compounds. He is. I'll tell you what. This is an interesting strategy. It didn't work too badly for TJ before. But will they just set him too far behind? He's already 12 seconds behind Avalon Shadow in 5th place. Avalon now on the back of Wiggy, though, who's still stuck behind Old Man Jay. Old Man Jay doing a really good job of keeping himself ahead of Wiggy. But bear in mind, Old Man Jay is on those soft tyres. Everybody else, other than Stormfly, running the mediums. Stormfly's been very, very canny there. He was already on the medium tyres at the start of this race. He ran just 1 lap before changing them out, and there's nothing in the rules that says you can't do that. So how will that work in terms of strategy? So TJ at the moment in the lead. He's got Cool Runnings for company, both running the medium tyres. Cool Runnings, though, look how much overtake he's already used at this early stage of the race. He's down to almost a quarter of his overtake still available. So he has absolutely abused that button for these last 2 laps. As they go into turn 1, TJ just in the lead, half a second ahead, or 8 tenths now ahead of Mr. Cool Runnings. The gap back to Wiggy in third, 2.3 seconds. And he's past Old Man J and starting to pull a gap now, even on those medium tyres. Can he close up to this front 3, making a bit of a battle on the mediums? And this will be a battle of the strategies to see just how well Stormfire's strategy works. Now, I actually think it could be a bit of a masterstroke. I didn't think it was a good strategy for TJ, and the reason I don't think that is because he ran the mediums for quite a reasonable length of time. But what Stormfly's done here essentially is negate lap 1 and said, look, I'm going to treat lap 1 as though it's a lap where I crash, and then start from scratch on lap 2. And it might work out well. As you see, Old Man J has got Avalon Shadow behind him. Is the move on? He tucked in behind as they come into the bus stop. It's going to all be about Avalon's exit from the bus stop chicane. They both get out pretty well. Actually, Old Man J looks to have got a much better exit initially, but now with that overtake button, Avalon closing. Old Man J not using any of his overtake at this stage, so he is looking later on to try and be racy. Now, did Avalon also go in the pits, or did he start? I'm sure he started on the medium tyres. So, did he go in the pits and I just missed it? No, he can't have done, surely. I don't think he did. He must have started on those soft tyres. So, Old Man J bit wider out of turn 1. That gap much closer now. Avalon closing. Can he make a move up into what is turn 3, but really turn 2 in this race? He's much closer. Uses more of the road as well. But the exit just with Old Man J on the soft tyres. He's actually just pulled out his best lap of the race, or best sector of the race. And he's currently done 32.2. Very wide there. Very wide. But Avalon's not close enough to capitalise yet again. And they come out of the infield section. This is where getting on the power early is key. And that was a great exit there from Avalon. Tucked him right under that wing. He's going to make a move round the outside. Jade unable to do anything to close it off. But no use of the overtake there or there. And they are side by side. Now, who's brave? Who is brave here? Old Man J holds that position. He does not let himself be intimidated by Avalon Shadow. And he maintains 4th place. And actually pulls out a bit of a gap from Avalon coming out of the bus stop there. So Stormfly 6 seconds back. Lot of work to do still to make this strategy work. Currently fastest lap of the race with a 1:30.4. So Mr. Cool Runnings has taken the lead of this race. He's got round TJ. He's used a lot of overtake to get there though. TJ's crawling. Sorry, Wiggy. Where's TJ? TJ's way down the order. What happened to him? He's had a crash, and that's put him all the way down into 5th place. So Wiggy now in the lead of this race makes the move on Cool Runnings. Now this is key. What sort of gap can he pull out before he pits for soft tyres? Is he going to run the one-stop strategy he ran from race number 1? Bear in mind he had a bad lap 1 in that race as well and came home in 2nd. Now this is going to be key. He's going to have no slipstream to help him along. He's got that overtake button. Cool Runnings behind him doesn't have much overtake left. And if I were him, I'd be preserving as much of that as possible for the second half of this race. We are, 7 minutes in? We're on lap 5 now. Old Man J up into 3rd. He has pulled a bit of a gap out on Avalon Shadow, who is currently running 4th on those soft tyres. TJ was way out in front and off on his own kind of mission, but it's clearly had a smash front and back, and that's put him way down the order now in 5th place. And Stormfly is on a charge. He's already gone sub 1:30, and that's with almost a full tank of fuel, and he's bearing down on the back of TJ now. 9/10 behind. He has gone for a very, very different strategy. 1 lap on the medium tyres. Now it's 2 compounds mandatory. It would be a stupid idea here because there is enough life in the mediums and the softs to allow you to run just those. But it is 2 tyres that are mandatory, so he's taken the option to use the harder of those 2 compounds for just 1 lap, and then he can run the rest of the race on soft tyres. I'm yet to be convinced that a 2-stop is the quickest way around here, but we will see. We're on lap 6 now. He is just behind TJ, but he's going to have to overtake some cars on the racetrack. That is key here. He's got to make the overtakes and get himself up the order. So Wiggy in the lead of this race. The gap now 1.9 seconds. Now, race number 1. The leader was 14 seconds clear at the pit stop. That was Stormfly that time out. Is Wiggy going to be able to pull out a similar sort of gap here from Cool Runnings? We're yet to see. We're yet to see if that's the case. Cool Runnings running well, but he's used so much overtake. Fastest lap was 1:30.9, which he pulled out on lap 2 of this race. He settled into a rhythm of mid to late 1:31s, which is boding him well at this stage, but certainly keeping him there or thereabouts. Remember, he lost out to TJ, lost 4th place to TJ, almost right at the line in race number 1. So, despite running in front runners early doors, he's found himself down the order later on. Old Man Jay still in 3rd place, but he won't stay there for long, going wide like that, and Avalon goes through on him into 3rd. So consistency letting Jay down yet again. He's getting the pace, just being let down by consistency. But Avalon had a problem himself, and Old Man Jay back through. So just goes to show, one mistake, everything can change. So Old Man Jay retakes a podium place at this stage, half a second clear of Avalon. They are 12 seconds clear of Stormfly at the moment right now, who has a 2-second penalty. Now, he did get past TJ. TJ's going to get past him again. It doesn't look like this strategy is going to work at all for Stormfly, because he only made up 1 place so far. We're on lap 7. He's got a massive penalty, so he's going to lose that place again. And they are 12 seconds behind Old Man Jay and Avalon Shadow in 3rd and 4th. And they are trading places again. It was Avalon in 3rd. Then it was Old Man Jay back in 3rd. They're going into turn 1 with balls of steel. They're almost side by side into the braking zone. Old Man Jay stays ahead in 3rd at the moment. Cool Runnings running in 2nd place. Now medium tyres out in front. Wiggy 3.9 seconds clear at the moment in that Ferrari liveried Super Formula car. Now he has opted to one stop in race number 1. It looks like he's running the same strategy here in race number 2. So he's got another 2 or 3 laps on these tyres before he'll go in for the soft compound, and that will leave him racy towards the end of this race. Now, we're still yet to see if the strategy from Stormfly has got any fruit at all, because he might be chucking in some good lap times, but he did a 1:45.8 on that last lap, which was crazy slow, with a massive penalty, 2-second penalty. That's how much time a 2-second penalty costs you in this race. So much time, it's ridiculous. Something maybe they need to look at. But he's 3 seconds behind TJ now. He's already pit once. He took the medium tyres off at the end of lap 1. I'm going for something a little bit different in terms of strategy. And so far hasn't worked out. But that doesn't mean to say that it won't. TJ on the medium tyres. He will hang it out there for another few laps before putting on the softs. Avalon started on the soft tyres. He's going to pit 2 or 3 laps time, and he's going to have to put on the medium compounds to run to the end. Old Man Jay also started with the softs, up into third at the moment. 3.3 seconds, 3.1 second behind Cool Runnings. Now, that gap might be closing, but when Cool Runnings comes in the pits, he's going to come back out on the softs this time. He opted to change his strategy, start on the mediums. The gap to Wiggy is 6.1 seconds. That's not insurmountable if you can put in some quick times. And he's putting in some very, very solid lap times, but he's going to do half this race without an overtake button to his name. Everyone else been very studious with the use. I think Wiggy's hardly used this at all. Old Man Jay hasn't used this at all. Maybe he's saving it for the end of the race as well. Avalon's used loads, and Wiggy does pull into the pits at the end of lap 9. Now, interesting time to come in. Maybe, obviously, he feels that soft tyres can last long enough, or we wouldn't make that judgment. But getting rid of those medium tyres early, that'll promote Cool Runnings into the lead of this race. So he is at the moment in the lead, 2.8 seconds clear of Old Man Jay. They both still need to pit. Avalon Shadow comes through in third. He will also need to pit to put on the medium tyres. And that's where Wiggy comes out. Wiggy comes out in fourth place. It's not huge long pit stop here because it's 20 litres per second refill. So that happens pretty damn quickly. The whole idea is to kind of recreate very quick pit stops. Allow you would expect in Formula 1. So, where's Stormfly? He is now up into fifth. TJ out of the pits. He's on, I was going to say serious tyres then. I was going to say serious tyres. He's on the soft tyres now. Stormfly running a 2-stop strategy where it's medium, soft. So medium for 1 lap only. He's going to need to come in again. Now, he's done 9 laps on these soft tyres, so if he can get into one more lap out of these, he can change them out, and then he should be fine to the end of the race. But he hasn't made any inroads into the guys in front. Now, top 3 all still need to pit. Wiggy currently sitting in 4th. Stormfly will need to pit again. So I'm not sure this strategy's worked. I think the idea behind it was very good. Maybe he went in too early. I think he might have gone in the one lap might have been too early, and it gave everybody an opportunity to pull out a gap. But we've still got 10 laps of this race to find out. So Stormfly stays out for another lap on those tyres. Old Man Jay in the pits. He comes out. He's now running the medium compound tyres, having got those softs out of the way. He is in 5th place. 12 seconds clear of TJ. 6 seconds behind Stormfly, who we know needs to pit again. Avalon needs to pit. Cool Running needs to pit. Wiggy does not. Wiggy is going to run to the end of this race on those soft tyres. His current gap is 4.9 seconds behind Avalon. He's 4.5 clear of Stormfly. But Stormfly will need to pit again. There is the leader of this race at the moment, Mr. Cool Runnings. Mr. Cool Runnings with 0 overtake. So he's gone from not having an overtake button at all to finding the overtake button to using it all in the first 10 minutes of a race. It's quite something. Not quite sure it was the wisest idea, but I suppose he's hoping that because he's going to be so much faster on the softs, he won't necessarily need it. So 3.9 seconds is his gap to Avalon. Can he keep maintaining or growing a gap here to give himself a good opportunity later down the line? Avalon's on the soft tyres and will need to change out to the mediums. He's run in 12 laps already on these soft tyres, so we know they can hold out that length of time. The question is, what sort of pace is he going to have on the mediums against everybody else pretty much other than Old Man Jay running on the softs? So will we see Cool Runners come in this lap? I imagine we probably will. Avalon most definitely will. You look at the state of those tyres, it would be stupid to stay out for another lap. Bearing in mind his last lap was a 32.5 as well. Wiggy on the soft tyres now to the end of the race. was the fastest lap at this stage last time out. Now it's Stormfly with 29.3. Very, very quick time, especially early race pace as well. So Wiggy currently running in third. Net first though, because the two guys out in front of him both need to pit. Stormfly 2.9 seconds back from Wiggy, which would be great if he wasn't about to pit himself. So he will be coming in, I imagine, the end of this lap for his second of 2 stops in this race. There we go, Avalon Shadow in, that promotes Wiggy up into second. Cool Runnings has stayed out for another lap on the medium tyres. He clearly doesn't want to, he clearly thinks he's got a rhythm, found he's got a rhythm, and doesn't want to interfere with that rhythm by coming in. And sometimes it can. If you've got a little rhythm going, you've got your kind of lap the way you want it, and it's doing well. Sometimes coming into the pits is a hindrance, because you break that stride, you break that rhythm. And tracks like these, most tracks are do rely on some sort of rhythm in order to keep churning out the lap times and keeping them relatively consistent. But he's now 5.2 ahead of Wiggy. He's got the soft tyres to come, which could help him later on in this race, particularly because Old Man J is on the mediums. Avalon Shadow will be on the medium tyres. TJ is just being a really slow bellend today. What's he on? He's on the softs, but he's way back in 5th place, 24 seconds off. Stormfly's done his second stop. He has got a lot of work to do. He's 27 seconds back from the leader. Now, it's not insurmountable at the pace we know he's got, but he's got to pass 5 race cars. That's what he's got to do. 5 race cars he's got to pass. So Cool Runnings in the pits. There is Wiggy, takes the lead of this race, as he puts in a 1:29.2, fastest lap of the race as well. Beverage. So opened up the gap now. So we'll see. Where's Old Man Jake? Is he coming through before Cool Runnings gets out? This showed TJ up into 3rd already. What happened there? No, it's not right. So Cool Runnings comes out in 2nd. Old Man J is in 3rd, just behind him. Now, Cool Runnings on the softs. Old Man J on the medium tyres. This could be a very good race for Cool Runnings. Almost a guaranteed top 3. It's going to be very difficult for Jay to catch him on those medium tyres. Now, TJ is behind him. He is 3.5 seconds behind Jay at the moment, but he's on the soft compound tyres. Now, we know what happened in race number 1. He was chasing down Cool Runnings he was on soft tyres, Cool Runnings on medium tyres. He had quite a big gap, and I didn't think he was going to make it, but took him on the last lap to steal 4th place. So he's got this opportunity now on Jay, and he's only 1.7 behind already. There is still Avalon Shadow at the back of the pack. Finally goes into the pits. He's on the medium tyres, very little overtake left for him as well. Not a great race for Avalon. He's struggling with this car on this track. Stormfly, totally wrong strategy for me. We're going to see how it plays out now in these last 10 minutes, the last 6 laps of this race. But he's got to make a 23-second deficit in 6 laps to win this race. He's going to have to make 3, 4, 5 seconds just to get in the top 3. And he's got 2 cars to pass to do that. Quite some work to do still for Stormfly. Wiggy way out of the lead. 18 seconds clear of Cool Runnings in 2nd place. He's absolutely got this dialed in. Fastest lap of the race, lap 13. He literally could just manage his race pace now. Make sure that he's got enough tyres to finish the race. Make sure he's got enough fuel to finish the race. No worries for him. 5 laps remaining. And it's going to be a comfortable win for Wiggy. Cool Runnings in 2nd. He's being pretty consistent today, actually. 130, high 131s all the way through his first stint. He's now on the soft tyres. And let's see how much more pace he's got. He's 2.6 clear of, I was going to say Old Man J, but he's not, because TJ just makes that move on Old Man J up into third place. Old Man J powerless on those medium tyres to stop the charge. So clearly, the best strategy here is one stint on mediums, half race distance, swap them out to the softs. And that's clearly the best strategy here. Stormfly tried something a little bit different, tried to get rid of those mediums early on and run 2 soft stints. Just didn't work out for him. So Old Man J back in 4th place. Is he going to be vulnerable to Stormfly? Well, I think he might be, because Stormfly is only 2.5 seconds back. He is going racy. As we see, Wiggy just puts in a 1:28.9 in the lead of this race. So really starting to put the hammer down now. The gap 20.7 seconds. And if you look at the track map up there in the top right hand corner, it just goes to show me that his gap out in front is huge in terms of track position. And everyone else behind is all very, very bunched up. Cool Running's 21 seconds back. He's got TJ 1.7 seconds behind him, who looks to be on a bit of a charge. Now, his last lap was a 1:31.2. TJ's last lap was a 1:30.3, getting more speed out of those soft tyres. And Cool Runnings has no overtake left. Old Man J already 2.4 seconds behind. TJ's on the medium tyres. And there is Stormfly on a charge. Just behind him into the bus stop chicane we go. Out the other side, very good exit for him. He's also on soft tyres. This is going to be a very easy overtake round the outside. Very, very easy indeed. Jade is powerless to do anything about it on the medium tyres. So Stormfly gains a place. Will he get a podium? Likely. Will he win this race? Not on your fucking Nelly. Not a hope in hell. Oh man, Jay coming back at him there. I thought he was going to make a really cheeky dive up the inside, but either thought twice about it, or it was just the lag that made it look that way. So, telling you now, there's your winner of this race. He's been very consistent. He's been the fastest man on the track with a 1:28.9. Unlucky in the previous race to have got a penalty. That was what cost him winning that last race. This time out though, uncatchable. Cool Runnings running very well, but under some pressure from TJ. Again, these two racing at the very end of this race. Now, is TJ going to be able to make a move? We know Cool Runnings doesn't have any boost left. What about TJ? TJ's used all his as well. This is purely down to race pace. Soft tyre versus soft tyre. TJ makes the move with the slipstream and his last bit of boost there up into second. But Cool Runnings is not going to let him pull away. There is Cool Runnings behind. Stormfly 2.3 seconds behind this battle. The last thing these guys need is coming together just to hand the points to Stormfly. So here we go. We're on lap 17 of 20 laps here at Daytona Road in these Super Formula Dallara cars. Brilliant motor cars. We've got Wiggy 23 seconds in the lead. TJ just taken second place, 1 second clear of Cool Runnings, and actually looking much quicker. Cool Runnings, it's almost as though he's on the slower set of tyres. So is he going to lose a podium place to Stormfly? As he does have a little look up the inside. That's a great shot. That is a great shot. Applause to the cameraman there. So TJ getting reeled in again by Cool Runnings. So not over yet. Cool Runnings up the inside. Looks to get make a move there. Not happening. Goes a bit wide. That's going to put him into the evil clutches of Stormfly. Trying to get round him, but he's not going to get round him there. But he's going to give up some slipstream here. And he's not getting any himself off TJ. So that's cost him loads. He's under big pressure now. Stormfly with loads of boost to use. Tucked in behind with that slipstream. Here comes the move. He makes it round the outside. Tucks in just before the bus stop chicane. And in they go into the chicane. Both through cleanly. Both out cleanly. No penalties. Stormfly gets himself into the top three. Now, 1.3 seconds is the gap to TJ. That last lap, 1:29.1 for Stormfly. 1:29.5 for TJ. We're on lap 18. The gap is 1.3 seconds. Based on last lap pace, it's going to be close, but I think TJ might hold off as they just start the penultimate lap of this 20-lap race. 30 minutes of pedal to metal racing on here at Daytona Road. 24 seconds is the lead for Wiggy, never in doubt from the moment he pulled off the line, pretty much. I say that, yeah, a bit of a ropey start, but it's come good. Avalon having a terrible day out there today. Can't get any pace out of that car. Don't know if it's a setup. It could be a number of things. We need to look at how he's got the car set up and change it. So Old Man Jay was powerless to stop the charge of the people around him, just by virtue of being on those medium tyres. The strategy here is not to start on softs. It's to start on medium tyres and then run softs at the end as the pace starts to ramp up. Here is the battle for first, or for second, I say. It's over already because Stormfly is through on TJ. TJ without any boost. So Stormfly's got himself into the top two. But cost himself the win. I think the strategy, absolutely for me, cost him the win of this race. Absolutely cost him the win. It was just an unnecessary pit stop. Should have just run longer on the medium tyres. And I think we'll be having a battle for first right now. But Wiggy will not look a gift horse in the mouth. He says, thank you very much. I will have that. And I'm going to win this race by 26 seconds. And there is your race leader coming out of the inner section for the last time on this race on lap 20. He's got it absolutely bang on right on fuel, bang on right on tyres, and bang on right on pace. And it's 1:27.6 was his last lap. Is he going to beat that in the final lap of the race? Avalon Shadow finishes again on not the lead lap. So here comes Wiggy to finish this race. He comes round this bend for the final time in race number 2. He's hammering what's left of the overtake. He's got a sub 1:28 lap under his belt. Can he get a sub 1:27.5 maybe? Here he crosses the line. It's not quite as quick, but he does win this race. 27 seconds from Stormfly, who went for a rather odd two-stop strategy. Look, he's got him second, but I think it's cost him first rather than gained him second. Everyone's got their opinion, and that's mine. He might see this as a win for him, knowing how quick James was in race number 1. So there we go. Stormfly comes home in second. There is Cool Runnings. Gets past TJ. Does the number on him. Gets past him into third. TJ in fourth. That's a fuck you for what you did to me in race number 1 from Cool Runnings on TJ. Old Man J in 5th. And Avalon home in 6th place that time out. Good race there from Wiggy. Up to first place. Wins that comfortably. Very, very comfortably. Certainly more comfortably than Stormfly won race number 1. So it was Wiggy from Stormfly from Cool Runnings that rounded out the top 3 there. So that's race number 2 done. 1 race left. This is a reverse grid type scenario. Slowest goes first. It's a rolling start. Now you would imagine, based on qualifying pace, the Old Man J is most likely to be at the front of the pack. Possibly Avalon as well. I think it's between those two for front of the grid, or front of the rolling start this time out. But you never know. It only takes one absolute cock up. I did think you because you didn't. I saw the 2-second penalty. I think something must have happened because you wouldn't you were on those quick tyres. Nothing was happening. You were basically stuck behind everyone for ages. So it explains why you lost so much time. Yeah, maybe. I still think a one stopper all the way there. I think the only workable strategy there is mediums for 10 laps and softs for 10 laps, or maybe mediums for 9 and softs for 11 if you're feeling brave. I suppose it depends on your pace on mediums, doesn't it? Right, so GMAC is back. Don't know where he went, but he's back with us, which is good to see. And obviously that won't affect him because he'll get 0 points for that race, but he'll just drop that one anyway. Right, cool. So we know what happened to Stormfly that time. He went for a different strategy and then crashed. So you can't test a new strategy if you crash. Hopefully, no one will crash this time out. We're back up to 7 runners. GMAC being back with us. Obviously couldn't make race number 2. So there will be a very quick change of settings. There will be another quick qualifying session. And then we've got 30 minutes more of racing here at Daytona. Back with you very, very shortly. I'm back once again with the Renegade Master. What's occurring? What have we missed? Nothing by the looks of it. GMAC the only one in the room. Everyone else has disappeared off. To be fair, GMAC did have a much longer break than everyone else. Missed race 2 for whatever reason. But we'll be back at it shortly once everyone is back. So, 2 really good races so far. We've had a win from Stormfly with Wiggy in second. And we've had a win from Wiggy with Stormfly in second. Tried out a new strategy, didn't work. I don't think we're doing it again this race. He did have a bit of a mare. He crashed and he got a penalty, which cost him. But I think today Wiggy's been looking very, very racy. And it was certainly his penalty in race number 1 that cost him a win there. It cost him. He was so close to Stormfly towards the end of that race. And I think we've noted that the only viable strategy here is to start on the medium compound tyres and then run about half the race and then switch out to the softs. No other strategy seems to be working very well. Good third place from Cool Runnings in the last race. Lost out to TJ in race number 1, pretty much on the line. Lost 4th place, but got his revenge back and stole a podium place from TJ in that race number 2. But this race number 3 now is going to be a reverse grid scenario. Although it won't be a grid, it will be I forgot the word for it. Rolling start, that's the one. It'll be a rolling start. We've got GMAT back with us in this race number 2. Will he mix it up with the big boys out in front, or have a back marker battle? Avalon not looking at all racy today. He was much quicker last week, but here at Daytona struggling. But I'll tell you what, next week is going to be an absolute banger at Interlagos. Got a lot coming up this week, actually. It's a big week, because this week is GT Fusion week. So we've got the GR4 lottery on Monday as normal. We've got the Black Flag guys will be doing their handicap race tomorrow, while Black Flag TV does the Lithuanian GR3 Championship. Obviously, we've got GT Champions later on tonight as well. Wednesday, we're back for GR3. And then I think it's just practice for Fusion, because GT Fusion is back for the next round on Saturday the 22nd. And this time out, it's in the Radical at Glorious Goodwood. And knowing the problems with servers we already have, and the particular problems with Goodwood, I think that might be a bit of a technical cock-up or two in the making there. We know there's a problem with Goodwood when some people go into the pits and then disappear, or actually still on the screen they appear to stay in the pits until their next pit stop. And as it will probably only be a one, I think it's only going to be a one-stopper, the Fusion race. So that could be a bit of a nightmare for broadcasting purposes, but we'll find out. Maybe it's fixed. Maybe pigs will fly. And maybe the little fucker mouse that's come in my house will die as well, which is what I'm really looking forward to. Little bastard chewed through the cable to my television, and I couldn't watch any football today. So I will catch him and I will beat him. So there we go. Old man Jay puts his lap in. That's a 1:38.1 for old man Jay. GMAC on a hot lap now. What's he going to have in store for us? That's a good lap. That's a 1:30.3. So at the moment, old man Jay will lead everybody out, being that it's slowest first. Now, what tyres is GMAC going to start on? Did he see race 2? Has he worked out that the best strategy is medium than soft? Is that necessarily the best strategy when you're starting in a rolling start? Is there another option for a rolling start that we don't know about? Stormfly on his hot lap, Wiggy on a hot lap now, as is Cool Runnings, as is TJ, as is Avalon, all on their hot laps. And who's going to be the first to finish? Looks like Stormfly just coming through the bus stop now. What's the split time as he comes out here? It's a 1:10. Looking pretty good. Now, is that 8/10 up on G-Max time? You can never tell with the information you get from PD, to be fair. So here he comes to cross the line. That is a 1:29.2. Really quick lap. That would be good enough for pole if it wasn't slow as first. Wiggy comes home with a 29.8. Cool Runnings, a 1:30.9. TJ, 1:31.3. And Avalon, he just comes ready, just come out of the bus stop. He's going to be the last one to put a time down on the board. Well, where will he come out? Where will that put him for this rolling start? He'll be hoping it puts him out near the front. He runs out, that's a 32.3. So, is there going to be a different strategy for everybody, bearing in mind that the fast cars can be started at the back? Will they opt evening pole? Yeah, they are brilliant. Kevin's done some really cool liveries for these cars, and they're really, really cool. Really cool. Let's have a look at some of them, actually. I mean, I love that one. That's one of my favourite ones, that Bennett one. That one, and that one there. That is just class. Absolute class. Although half of it appears to be the barrier. G-Mac is running that one. Wiggy's in that one, which is really cool. Can't get to the side of that one because it's in the pits. Cool Runnings is good. TJ has to be fucking special and have his own fucking car, doesn't he? Like a bell end. Right, so here we go. So it is rolling start. And Old Man Jay will lead everyone out. Avalon's Shadow in second. TJ third. Cool Runnings in fourth. G-Mac fifth. Wiggy in sixth. And Stormfly in seventh place. And here they go. They start this rolling start here at Daytona. And this is much more of a Daytona start, isn't it? With oval racing as it is. And we've got enough time to do that and get back in. So Jay will lead into turn one. Here he goes into turn one. Already being challenged by Avalon, who looks a little bit wide there. Very, very wide there. Was that wide enough to get the dreaded 40-second penalty? TJ through. G-Mac through. Cool Runnings through. Wiggy through. Stormfly, the only one that didn't get past Avalon there. So Old Man Jay gets a little bit of breathing room out in front. He's opted to start on the soft tyres again. Hasn't learned the lesson from the first couple of races where he got swallowed up in the second half of the race on medium tyres. TJ is opted for the mediums. He's read the script. He knows what's going to happen. He is currently running second, 7/10 behind Old Man Jay. G-Mac missed out on race number 2. He's gone for those medium tyres. He's half a second back from TJ and hammering that overtake button to try and get past him early doors. Cool Runnings also on the medium tyres, half a second back to from G-Mac. Stormfly now makes that charge forward. He's past Wiggy. He's past Avalon. He's up into 5th place. He's on the medium tyres also, making a move on Cool Runnings up into 4th place. Wiggy trying to get involved there. That's a penalty for Stormfly. He's going to serve that here. Wiggy's going to get through. He's tucked in the slipstream at the moment. He's going to see Stormfly serving the penalty. There we go. Stormfly serves that penalty. Wiggy goes through, tucked in on those medium tyres behind Cool Runnings. So this is going to be a battle between those two for the win of this race, I think, as TJ takes the lead. Only just though, they are side by side, and Old Man Jay not giving this up. Is he able to make a move here into turn 3? TJ makes that count, sticks it in the right place, is in the lead of this race. Old Man Jay just behind, a half a second back. They're pulling away a little bit from G-Mac in 3rd. Now, G-Mac's normally quite racing, particularly early doors. Now, Old Man Jay's on the soft tyres. He needs to make these soft tyres work for him in this early stint. There's no two ways about it. Everybody else on the racetrack, I think even Avalon's on medium. Everybody's on medium tyres. Everyone's going to be on much quicker tyres later on in the race. The only thing that Old Man Jay can do here is absolutely chuck in the best lap times he's got and try and build some sort of gap. He is going to get absolutely swallowed on the after the pit stops if he is on the mediums and they're all on the softs. we see just how much quicker those soft tyres are. Average race pace on the mediums is somewhere between 130, 132 for most people. On the softs, we've seen laps as low as 127. It's just ridiculous. But he is closing on TJ. Can he make the move with the slipstream? The top four are TJ, Old Man J, G-Mac, and Cool Runnings. There is a bit of a gap back to Stormfly, who's got himself around Wiggy again, into 5th place. But Wiggy's not giving it up. They go into turn 1, almost on top of each other. This is Hamilton Verstappen shit, this is. But at the moment, Stormfly, the Dutchman, essentially Verstappen, is in the lead of those two. But they're not getting through the order all that quickly, which is what they really need to do to secure the win here. So Stormfly on the back. Now Wiggy has had a problem, a big problem. He is 8 seconds back and just getting swallowed by Avalon. So he's clearly gone off the track somewhere. That's a devastating blow to Wiggy's push for another win here. So Stormfly gets a breather and now has to work on Cool Runnings. Doesn't have to worry about the challenge from behind, but still got a lot of work to do out in front. TJ has held off the charge of Old Man J. He's at 1.1 seconds is the gap now in the lead. Can he pull out any sort of gap to give himself a cushion? We are yet to see. Old Man J being very smart and not wasting his overtake at this stage, whereas TJ absolutely melted it. Now TJ has a 1 second penalty. Old Man J has a 1 second penalty, and that will just send G-Mac flying right the way through into the lead of this race. So off goes G-Mac up into the lead. He is now almost a second ahead of TJ. Cool Runnings gets through. Stormfly gets through, but Cool Runnings with a 2 second penalty hits the wall in turn 1, facing the wrong way, trying to get back on the track. But he's got Avalon coming through. He's got Wiggy coming through. He's reversing all the way around this track. He is way back. That's going to cost him so much time. He finally gets the car right and off he goes. But he has got damage on the front, the back, the engine. That's going to take some time to get shaken off. And he's going to be very slow. So Wiggy right at the back of the pack at the moment. Well, I don't not right at the back. It's Cool Runnings, but in 6th place. G-Mac in the lead, put out 1.5 second gap over TJ, who's got himself back up into second. Stormfly up into 3rd place now. This is a very good position for him to be in. Cool Runnings was the fastest man on the track, and that was abruptly halted by a concrete wall. Stormfly now running in 3rd. Very good position. He's only 1.7 off the lead. It's half a second off the back of TG in 2nd place. With Old Man J 8 tenths back with a penalty. Now Old Man J's on the soft tyres. Different strategy to everybody else. And I think he's going to struggle come the second part of this race. It should really have gone with the medium tyres in the first stint. But it is what it is. Avalon and Wiggy, bit of a battle there. Wiggy is past him now. But really bad lap. Last lap cost himself 8-9 seconds. Dropped down the order in that battle with Stormfly. To be fair, in race number 1 he had the same thing, and race number 2, although that was a lap 1 drop back, not a lap 3 drop back, which is very different. Could be probably the yellow flag. Old Man J facing the wrong way. They both go through. Wiggy through, Avalon Shadow through. So Old Man J, the woes just get more woeful. He started this rolling grid in the lead. Lost early on to the charge from TJ. And then he's seen Stormfly go through. Now Wiggy go through. G-Mac go through. Wiggy. Avalon Shadow. He's now back in 6th place. 4 seconds off Avalon Shadow. And on the soft tyres with Cool Runnings behind him. Cool Runnings 47 seconds behind at the moment. Massive blow to him. because he was looking to knock on the door for another podium. So that has cost him absolutely loads of time. But because it is your best 2 results, it's not a train smash. And not a train smash for him at all. He can be happy with he'll take home a 5th and a 3rd. If he can't improve on this throughout this race, still a long way to go. We're only on lap 5 of 20 laps, a quarter of the way through the race. G-Mac currently in the lead. He's on lap 6. He is 1 second clear of Stormfly, who's now into the top 2. He's got himself around TJ. TJ trying to get back at him, but the pace of Stormfly just too much. Stormfly didn't opt for the batshit crazy strategy that he did in race number 2, and it's paid off already. He's fastest man on the track now with a 1:30.1. Once those soft tyres go on, and I've got to say, I do love that shot, because if they go around there, that you can see the head on the little man in the car bobbing there on the bumpy racetrack. TJ gets ahead of him with that slipstream. Is Stormfly able to get back at him? Is this battling just going to give G-Mac a little bit of a cushion? Wiggy up to 4th place. Avalon has dropped down behind old man Jay. He just can't find the pace at the moment. As old man Jay does improve his position despite that spin earlier on in the previous lap. He's now up to 5th place. He's 7.9 seconds behind Wiggy, who's made his way through. Wiggy pitting very, very early indeed. So he is planning on a big charge for, well, clearly he feels that he can get 14 laps out of the soft tyres by pitting as early as that. Apologise for that. So Wiggy currently comes out in 6th place after that pit stop. G-Mac in the lead of the race still 9/10 clear, or that's 2nd clear of TJ. TJ still holding off the on-rushing Stormfly. Stormfly is tucked so far under that wing, he's almost being towed through. It's almost like he's caught on the tow bar. If there were a tow bar on the back of these cars, of course, of TJ, he's that close. So getting so much drag reduction being tucked in there, which is going to help with speed, of course. But at the moment, not being able to get through. And TJ making a move on G-Mac with the slipstream, does take the lead of this race. It's a good move from TJ, looking racy there. Stormfly trying to make a move on G-Mac as well. They get into turn 1. Looked like there was almost a little touch in the back from G-Mac on TJ, but they get through safely. This is a great 1, 2, 3 to watch for this race. We go on board with Stormfly. This is what the action looks like for 1, 2, 3 in this race. TJ in the lead from G-Mac, from Stormfly in 3rd place. And what a race we have on our hands here. Old man Jay back up into 4th place. He's 19 seconds off this battle. Wiggy behind has already pit. Everyone else needs to pit now. Wiggy is 28 seconds back from the top 3 here. He has already pit. He's gone on to those soft compound tyres. He's, to be fair, earlier than I think he should do, but he wouldn't be doing it if he didn't think he could take those tyres the 14 laps they require. So Stormfly just dropping off a little bit on lap 8 now. As we see, G-Mac and TJ not giving an inch. There is TJ up in the lead. There is G-Mac just behind him. Fastest man on track is still Stormfly in 3rd place. But what a battle we've got going here for the top 3. And there is Stormfly making his move up into 2nd on G-Mac. So G-Mac loses 2 places in 2 laps in essentially the same place. So will he have another go back at him into turn 1? Wouldn't be sensible to do it at these speeds, I don't think. TJ a little bit wide there, which lets them all close up again. So TJ now is pulling Stormfly and G-Mac along the road for commission. G-Mac almost a little bit wide going into that turn. Seemed to correct that on the exit,
very wobbly coming out. Has he got a really, really wobbly back end there? So they go into the second of these two big 180. Stormfly looking up the inside of TJ. No move on there, but he is tucked right in underneath that rear wing. This could definitely be an opportunity before the bus stop. He said they're all out pretty good. GMAC got a very good exit and closed up on Stormfly. Now, TJ just trying to break the toe as much as he can. But Stormfly doing everything he needs to stay tucked in as they come to the bus stop. That move, it just isn't on. TJ got such a good exit there. Very, very close. They go through. And GMAC almost in danger of going into the back of Stormfly. Had to back out of that a little bit to avoid an accident. There's always the danger when you go into particularly a chicane like that where it is one car wide. There's just, you've got to be so careful that you don't smash into each other. So at the moment, here we go. We've got TJ wasn't the lead, just goes into the pits now for the soft compound tyres. Stormfly stays out. GMAC stays out. Old Man Jay, he is still to pit. He's on the soft compound tyres now, carrying a penalty in 4th place. Don't know if he's going to get parted because it looks to me that TJ is going to be out of the pits very soon. Getting the tyres on now, putting the fuel on he needs. I think Old Man Jay will get through. There he's going, just going through turn 1 now, so he'll get through. Or will he? There is TJ. TJ does come out in 3rd place. So Old Man Jay stays in 4th. Wiggy in 5th place. He has already done his pit stop. He's already on those soft tyres. What sort of distance can he make up now? He was 28 seconds behind when he first came out. It's only a second difference. They have all still got a pit in front of him, other than, of course, TJ. But is there enough pace in Wiggy at this stage to close up that gap? Avalon Shadow in 6th place. Cool Runnings way back in 7th. He had a big hit in the wall in turn 1, which put us at 47 seconds off the pace. But he has closed the gap a little bit. He's taken about 9 seconds out of that deficit. But I can't see where he's going to be able to make up that time. Even though Avalon's having an absolute nightmare today. And the irony is that he's having a nightmare, but his lap times aren't that shocking. It's consistency that's causing him the problem. So for Old Man Jay and Avalon Shadow, it's been a lack of consistency that's made the difference. Because if you look at Avalon's pace, 31.6 isn't bad. When you bear in mind that Wiggy on the medium tyres was doing very similar times. Old Man Jay, slower in fact. TJ, very similar times on the medium tyres. GMAC maybe a little bit quicker. So in terms of pace, on the medium tyres, he's not that far off the front runners. But he can't do it on a consistent basis, and that's what's costed him. So Stormfly in the lead of this race, 2.2 seconds clear of GMAC. He has still to pit, as does GMAC in 2nd. They are 17 seconds clear of TJ, who has already pit. Now, is that enough? I don't think it is. I don't think 17 seconds is enough time to get in, get the tyres, and get out. And bear in mind that TJ's already on those soft tyres, so we'll be eating in to that 17 seconds, as we can see him doing there. Old Man Jay, 6.6 seconds back. He's on the soft tyres. He does need to pit for those mediums, which I imagine will be happening soon as Wiggy starts reeling him in. Wiggy pitted very early. GMAC going in now for his tyre change. Wiggy's going to make the move on Old Man Jay here, and he does make it very easily. Stormfly still the fastest man in this race with a 1:29.7. Does this play into anyone's hands here with that kind of pace? Old Man Jay peels off into the pits. GMAC still in the pits, or where does he come out? Does he come out ahead? TJ gets through, so TJ makes up that place on GMAC. Wiggy, however, doesn't, but the gap is down to just under 6 seconds, the gap to GMAC now, so he can see his rivals ahead. Old Man Jay in the pits, Avalon just coming into the pits. Cool Runnings stays out for the time being, but might come in the next lap. But he's about to be lapped by this man here. And it'll be the first time, actually, today that anyone's been lapped. But that's more down to the fact that he crashed. It's not because he's slow, because he's not. But Stormfly, 19 seconds clear. He does still need to pit for the soft compound tyres, though. When's he going to do that? How long is he going to hang this out on the medium tyres? As he comes round, he just goes past Cool Runnings 2, straight into the pits. So this is key. Where does TJ, where does GMAC, where does Wiggy figure in this battle for first place? So there is your current leader. Well, you will see him soon coming into the pits. There is the guy in second place, TJ. He's just coming. He's passing that pit entry now, as is GMAC. GMAC tucked in behind him. Stormfly getting the tyres are going on now. The fuel is going. It's 20 litres per second, so it's pretty quick. When will he pull out? There, I see him pulling out now. Where is everybody else? TJ takes the lead of the race, but Stormfly's so close. Retakes the lead, but he's going to be on cold tyres. So TJ just ahead. Stormfly tucked in behind. GMAC doesn't get through. So there's the 1, 2, 3. Still the 3 battling out, but much, much better from Stormfly this race when you don't go for stupid strategies and then crash your car. Wiggy just puts in the fastest lap of the race, though, with a 1:28.8. It's not going to be long before he's on the back of that fight right there. Now, what Wiggy needs is for Stormfly to be held up behind either one or both of these guys out. So TJ, if you can get past him now, that'll be exactly what Wiggy needs, because Wiggy is going to be closing this gap and closing fast. Now, Stormfly has stayed ahead of GMAC as they go into the bus stop chicane. It's all about exit here. Can GMAC get tucked under that wing, use some slipstream, use some overtake, take second place back off of it? Excuse me. He's tucked in there, but I suppose Stormfly's using that. He is absolutely hammering that overtake. He does not want to let GMAC past, but giving up a lot of slipstream to him. No way through this time, but while they battle, TJ is off up the road. 1 second, he's not giving any slipstream to these guys. At least nothing worth writing home about at this stage. Still the battle rages behind. GMAC and Stormfly still battling. And all the time they're battling, does that bring Wiggy into play? So last lap for GMAC was a 1:30.4. Last lap for Stormfly, not worth looking at because it was a pit lap, but 1:35.9. In terms of pace though, Wiggy is sub 1:30 every single lap. 28.8 being the fastest lap of the race so far. He's done a 29.3 and another 29.3. The 29.3 is nice and consistent. 30.4 for GMAC. So that's the second lap Wiggy's taken out. And all the time, GMAC and Stormfly are going to be battling. Wiggy can just get closer and closer and closer. We're lap 14 of 20 laps. TJ at the moment just holding out from Stormfly in second. But Stormfly gets a fantastic exit out of the bus stop. Almost so good that it slingshots him past TJ. But they are side by side. He's not getting any slipstream there. GMAC, however, was, and he was tucked in, and it leaves these three still racing to the line. TJ from Stormfly from GMAC into turn 1. How good are they going to be through here? Little touch, but no danger there. TJ stays in the lead. Stormfly holds off GMAC for second. But GMAC not giving this up. He intends to take this place back by hook or by crook. And meanwhile, Wiggy's just reeling them in. Reeling. GMAC still tucked under the wing of Stormfly. Stormfly still tucked under the wing of TJ. And none of them seem to be able to make a move on the other. Is it going to be about a mistake? Is that what it's going to take to win this race? Relying on a mistake from somewhere else. TJ's at a bit of a disadvantage. He's got no slipstream. He's got guys behind him letting him punch the hole through the air while he pulls them along. And that was a good exit for all of them. out of the infield section as they come round towards the bus stop chicane. Now, Stormfly got such a good exit out of the bus stop last time out. His last lap was a 29.5. They all go in clean. G-Mac very close to the back of Stormfly. Is he able to get a good slingshot exit out? Very close again. Can he use that? And Stormfly and G-Mac both pick up, in fact, all of them pick up a penalty. Half a second for TJ, half a second for Stormfly, and a second for G-Mac. That's going to drop G-Mac off the back of this battle a little bit. And with that extra half a second penalty, Stormfly seemed to carry a bit more speed out of the penalty, and makes the move on TJ into turn 1 and makes that move stick. So the penalty, despite serving the same penalty, it looked like Stormfly just had a bit more speed going into the penalty, which meant more speed coming out. And G-Mac now dropping off that battle and into the clutches of Wiggy. Wiggy wants to get involved in this top 3, and that 1 second penalty for G-Mac has handed Wiggy just the invitation that he wants to make a move into the top 3. What he doesn't want to see is Stormfly pulling away at this stage, but Stormfly is already almost out of the range of giving TJ any slipstream at all. Any that he is giving him is negligible. So he's done a really good job getting past him, and now starts to put the hammer down. But Wiggy, still the fastest man on the racetrack. He's got to get past G-Mac. He's got to get past TJ. And then he's got to hunt down Stormfly. And he's only got 4 laps to do it. And he's taken a lot out of his tyres, pitting as early as he did. Not entirely sure. A pit that early. Oh, that big spin coming out of the pit stop, the bus stop chicane. And that's a huge problem for Wiggy. He was almost on the back of G-Mac. And Tiju is in 3rd. So did he have a little spin issue? Because G-Mac's got ahead of him in 2nd. Stormfly able to just pull away now with a 2.7 second lead. And Wiggy, with that big spin, takes himself out of contention for top 3. Now, Old Man J, 35 seconds back in 5th place. Not able to capitalise on that as Wiggy goes into the pits. Now, how race is this going to make him? Is he going in the hope that he might make up the time on TJ? Or is he doing it in the hope that Old Man J just doesn't catch him? He certainly looked at the gap and thought it was certainly worthwhile doing. But clearly those tyres just didn't hold out for as long as he thought. Strategy wrong there, I think. But he's going to come out still in 4th place. But the gap now to TJ is huge. 31 seconds. A lot of work to do for any chance of top 3 here. But there is the race leader, Stormfly, VR46. 2.6 seconds clear of G-Mac, who at the moment is 1.3 clear of TJ. TJ, the early leader in this race, and looking very, very comfortable. And then these 3 just battling it out all the way through stint 1 and right at the beginning of stint 2. Really good battling between the 3 of them. But Stormfly wins out. G-Mac 2nd, TJ 3rd, and it was all going so well for TJ and G-Mac ahead of Stormfly, or well in the race with Stormfly, until they all picked up a penalty, and it was that penalty which changed everything. G-Mac picking up a slightly longer penalty than everybody else, which initially put him back way out of the battle, but comes back at TJ, makes the move up into 2nd. A penalty there for Wiggy. That's not going to help him with his charge. He might get fastest lap, but I very much doubt he's going to catch his top 3 now. Far too much work to do here on what will be lap 18. Old Man J, he's in a battle with Avalon. They're in a battle also with Cool Runnings. Didn't realise it was quite that close between these 3. So Old Man J is on the medium tyres. He started on the soft, remember. Cool Runnings gets... I thought he got around Avalon, but he didn't. Oh no, he's a lap. Is he a lap back? Cool Runnings is actually a lap back from everybody else. So that's why it looks a little bit out of sync. But his Cool Runnings now unlapping himself, which is why it looks like a really cool battle between them. He's getting the blue flag warnings, but he's got every right to unlap himself. He had that big smash, remember, in turn 1, which cost him so much time. And clearly he's had another issue as well, because his lap times have been quite down. I think just pushing too hard has caused problems. So this will be the race that doesn't count for him. But there we go. So Cool Runnings in 7th place. He's tucked in behind Old Man Jay at the moment, looking to try and unlap himself. Old Man Jay in 5th place. Don't quite know why Old Man Jay's blocking him off. It's not going to cost him any place to let him through. But I suppose he's going to race himself with Avalon. He would like to have that buffer between them, because Avalon is very racy. And must be so frustrating for Avalon there. Look, he's tucked in behind a guy that he's almost lapping. And the guy he wants to overtake is using him as a human racing shield at the moment. And a bit of a spin there from Cool Runnings to go into turn 1 on their lap. Be lap 19 now for these guys. This will probably be their final lap of the race. So here we go, out of the bus stop chicane for Stormfly. BFeR46, the gap is only 1.2 seconds from GMAC, who's opened up a big gap over TJ at 2.3 seconds. This will be the penultimate lap, lap 19 of 20 laps here at Daytona. So the Benetton coloured livery for Stormfly starts the final lap of the race. He starts 1.2 seconds clear of GMAC. Is there anything left in GMAC to close this gap? He certainly doesn't look to have enough overtake to make that happen. And the gap is opening up, if anything. It's not going to be the photo finish we thought it might be 4 or 5 laps ago, when these guys were literally tucked under each other's wings. And there is TJ just dropping off that battle. He's got no overtake left. He's got no tyres left either. But under no danger from Wiggy. Wiggy is on fresh tyres. He's got plenty of fuel, but he's got no overtake. But he had a big spin just when he was knocking on the door of that top 3, which has thrown him out of contention and left him in a bit of no man's land in 4th place. But does just put in a 1:27.7. So Avalon gets ahead of Old Man Jay and finishes in 5th. Old Man Jay finishes in 6th. Cool Runnings will come home in 7th place. But here is the race winner, just coming round the final bend at full speed. BFeR46 Stormfly. He struggled to get in the lead, but when he did, never looked back. There is a yellow flag ahead, but that will be because the finish have spinned. GMAC comes home in 2nd. Good result for him for podium. TJ in 3rd. Another good podium for him. Wiggy race to forget, although he does get the fastest lap, which will put him in 4th place. But 30 odd seconds back. So this time, only 4 cars on the lead lap. So the pace up front, much quicker this time out. But really, really good racing all round. And here we go, Wiggy comes home in 4th place. And that is it. 3 races done and dusted. 2 wins for Stormfly. A 2nd place for Stormfly. Job very well done, you have to say, for him. Good result for the top 3 though. GMAC finishing 2nd that time out. And TJ rounding off that top 3. So there we go. All done and dusted for another Saturday. That was Super Formula here on Black Flag Racing TV. Nothing more to say until we see you again. We won't see you next week for Super Formula. We are having a break because it is GT Fusion next week. But we will be back here for Super Formula Saturday in 2 weeks' time, when we will be at Interlagos. It's one of the greatest racetracks in the history of motor racing. I absolutely love it. And in these cars, it's going to be brilliant. But thanks for joining me. I've been Pirate. This has been Black Flag Racing TV. And it's been emotional.